Hello and welcome to another episode of Laptop Retrospective, and today we have another ThinkPad. Now this ThinkPad is the T14 Gen 1, and I have had the opportunity to feature the kind of smaller version, or the slimmer version of this, the T14S Gen 1 in another video. I'll leave the link up here. This one, however, is just passing through as it's on its way to a new owner, and I thought we'd take some time to talk about it. So this was released in 2020, and it replaced the T490. Now, the T14 here comes in two variants, the Intel version, which this is, and then of course it also came in an AMD variant. However, a lot of the specifications in terms of hardware configurations remain the same between the two. Let's start with our 14-inch display. So the 14-inch display came in quite a few flavors. Believe it or not, you could still get a 1366 by 768 TN panel, which is to be avoided. There is no nice way to say that that is not a good screen. It also came in three 19 by 20 by 1080 versions, all IPS, a 250 nit 700 to 1, a 400 nit 800 to 1, a touch 500 nit 1000 to 1, and then you could also get a UHD, if you will, 3840 by 28 or 2160 IPS, 500 nit, really glossy, 1500 to 1 contrast ratio, and that screen is 100% sRGB. So if you want color accurate work, that would be the screen. It's just going to sap the battery that is in this thing, of course. CPUs were Intel 10th generation, came in 2 i5s and 4 i7s, and I'll list them all up on the screen here for you. All of those are going to be running the Intel UHD graphics, or some of them had a dedicated NVIDIA GeForce MX 330 2GB card. Speaking about gigabytes, RAM on this thing was either 8 or 16 gigabytes soldered to the board, unfortunately. And then you could have a 32 gig stick inserted there to upgrade it to either a maximum of 40 or 48 gigabytes. And that is DDR4 2666 megahertz. Your SSD on the inside is a 2280 NVMe, and you could also squeeze an additional 2242 drive in the WLAN slot if it's not occupied, but it does need to be B or BN socketed. Not just any 2242 drive is going to work. Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.1 are standard. All of this is being driven by a 50 watt-hour battery. In terms of options, there are quite a few. First off, backlit keyboard was an option, so make sure you're looking for that pictogram if you're buying it used, or making sure that you're selecting that option if you're buying it new. Your camera configurations were all optional, so you could theoretically get this without a camera. This is the standard 720p web camera. And then, of course, you could also get it with the infrared Windows Hello camera for Windows Hello login. Microphones, oddly enough, were also listed as optional on the PSREF. 4G LTE is optional. NFC is optional. Smart card is optional. The fingerprint reader that we see here was also optional. So lots to look out for in terms of your options. And these retail for, right now, you can get them used anywhere from $300 to $500 US dollars, depending on the auction condition and specifications. So with all that being said, let's do a quick tour of some ports. On the right-hand side, we do have USB Type-C charging. We've got Thunderbolt 3 happening over here, USB 3, HDMI, headphone microphone combo jack, micro SD card reader. Along the back, we don't have really anything going on. This is theoretically where a 4G LTE slot would go if it was equipped. And then on the right-hand side, we have the Kensington lock slot, full-sized Ethernet, and another USB 3 port. This one is always on. And then this is the slot where the smart card reader would go if it was equipped. If we turn the device over, we can see that it's marked ThinkPad T14 Gen 1. And that would continue with their generation markings throughout the rest of the series. So let's get our trusty screwdriver, do a quick disassembly. Very, very simple here on the bottom. All we have is a few Phillips head screws, which are all captive. We can also see the reset hole here, which can be used for a series of diagnostic purposes. If the hardware maintenance manual or if a technician tells you, yeah, go ahead and press that. It's interesting. This was one of many devices that was actually on my short list when I bought my Nano. The reason it didn't win out was actually because of the low color quality of the screens. I needed something that had decent color accuracy, but I also didn't want a, overly high resolution screen that would just kill the battery. All right, now that we got our cover off, we can see the full-size battery right there. We can see the CMOS battery hanging out off to the side. We can see the 2280 NVMe. We can see the single RAM slot. This one is being occupied, I believe, by an 8 GB module. And I believe there's 8 on the board. Unfortunately, with these Intel models, they did come with soldered-on Wi-Fi cards. Oddly enough, the AMD variants do not. Those are actually socketed, or at least all the ones that I've ever opened up in this generational era. We can also see that the Ethernet port here is on a daughter board. This USB slot is on a daughter board. And then the rest of the ports are actually on the main board itself. So overall, the only things that you're really going in here to upgrade are going to be your SSD or your 1 RAM slot. Everything else is either going to be maintenance or parts replacement. And even in that instance, there will be a few moments where some parts are going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to replace, because there are a few fair set of soldered-on components here. Thankfully, if rumors are true, that trend should be changing a little bit in the more modern versions of this laptop, which is a relief, because one thing that kind of makes you sad is that you have a full-size machine, but you have the soldered components of a smaller machine compromised, so something to keep in mind. Let's put the bottom back on and do a quick boot test to see what things are looking like in terms of speeds for just an i5 with 16 gigs of RAM. All right, now that we got everything back together, we'll go ahead and turn it on. And not too shabby at all. So overall, ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for a decent laptop and if you can get it at the correct price, there is a lot to like about the T14 Gen 1. Even though the Intel version has the soldered-on Wi-Fi card and both versions will only have 1 DIMM slot for RAM, we are talking about a very durable machine. And especially if you can get it with some of the nicer screen variants, like especially that 400 nit IPS panel, then you're gonna be pretty satisfied. If you need something for very color accurate work, you can go up to that larger panel at the sacrifice of battery life. That was a decision that I wrestled with back in 2020 to 2021 when I was looking at buying a new laptop. This was a contender at the time. However, the soldered on stuff was like, well, if I'm gonna go soldered on, one stick versus both sticks didn't really seem to be a huge trade-off for me, especially when I was getting a much nicer panel with the X1 Nano Gen 1. However, if you think this will meet your needs, I will leave some links to eBay and Amazon where you might be able to find yourself a good deal on one of these. Again, we are talking about ThinkPad durability still. Like, these things are quite tough, and one of the reasons why they still go through multiple owners before eventually being retired. If you enjoy this sort of content and want to see more, I'll leave some YouTube stuff over here for you to check out, as well as a few other videos and things that you can click on to learn more about ThinkPads or just see what else I do on the channel. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.